What's up, citizens? I'm Citizen Cav, and today I'm giving you 5 ways to help improve your odds of landing a job. Okay guys, so you might even be wondering what allows me to even speak on this topic, and I would say first thing is I have a job, and number 2 is I'm actually a senior supervisor at a very, very large healthcare insurance company. So I both fire and hire people. Obviously, I'd much rather hire people, but sometimes I have to fire. So I kind of know a thing or two about this. Okay, as always, I would say just breathe as one of your first steps. If you get that call for an interview, take a step back and be happy that you at least have an opportunity to sharpen your interviewing skills. Okay, so for the real number 1, dress the part. One of the first things that your potential employer will notice is your appearance. Before you even have an opportunity to share all of your knowledge, all of your previous experience, they're going to see your appearance. And if it's sloppy, then they're automatically going to start judging and coming up with their own preconceptions of how good of a worker you're going to end up being. Make sure that you're giving yourself that instant confidence boost because you know that you're dressed apart. It's also making your future employer think that you might actually be fit for their job as well, just based off of your appearance alone. Now, sometimes you can overdress, but for the most part you can't, as long as you're pretty much wearing slacks, depending on the job, but it's pretty much as long as you're wearing slacks and a good clean button down, you should be okay. Make sure that you're wearing dress shoes as well. I wouldn't suggest showing up to any job interview wearing jeans, definitely not shorts. Polos can be iffy, I wouldn't suggest that either. Button down, slacks, dress shoes, you should be a-okay. Alright guys, number 2, be confident. Whenever you walk up to your employer, make sure to give them a firm handshake and look them directly in the face as you introduce yourself. Speak as clearly as possible, try to avoid any slang words, and by no means ever, even if they are doing it themselves, use any kind of profanity while you're in the interview process or even post-interview, honestly. Using slang, using curse words can instantly disqualify you from that position because they want to have someone who will be able to work in a professional work environment. Regardless of your profession, if you're doing white collar, if you're doing blue collar, I don't care. I would not suggest using any kind of profanity or using slang. Number 3, do research on the company before you actually start. This way you know the keywords or the buzzwords that they might use and you can use it in a sentence properly while you're in a conversation with them. That will instantly kind of trigger something in their mind to make them think that you might be a good fit for that position. Knowing the business model, possibly knowing some of the outside community projects that they're doing, and then just kind of all around knowing what it is that their company stands for will speak wonders whenever you go in for your interview. Next up, make sure that you have your resume, guys. Have a copy, even if you already know that the employer most likely already has a copy of it. It just speaks wonders whenever you already have yours in hand and you're able to give it to them. I know whenever a candidate hands me their resume, I'm extremely happy. I already have a copy typically in hand, but it's always nice to see that they came prepared as well. Also guys, on your resume, if you can include a typing test when it comes to your speed and your accuracy, that's actually great as well. Now, if your job isn't data entry, then maybe it doesn't really matter as much. But if you have to do any kind of data entry, if you know that you will be typing a lot, I would highly suggest that you go ahead and do a typing test and add those results to your resume. The 5th thing that you should do, guys, is practice with someone. Practice with someone else, maybe not someone who's obviously not someone who hasn't had a job before or has had little experience in interviewing. Go with someone who's definitely had their fair share of interviews and who has been successful in their interviewing. What you don't want to do is get information from someone who has lost many opportunities because they interviewed bad. They might have gone to a lot of interviews, but if they weren't successful, then do you really want to take info from them? Practicing before with your friends or family or even a mentor will help you be more confident whenever you do your interview with your employer. Make sure that they're asking you really good questions, that they're not frou-frou, easy answer questions. Make sure that each question that they ask you is something that may really potentially be asked of you in your interview. While you're going through everything with them, you can practice giving positive answers to whatever questions they may ask. So let's just say they ask, why did you leave your old company? Try to give a positive answer instead of I just hated my job or my boss was a jerk type answers. Try to give them something more like I would like to grow in my position. I would like to utilize my skills more. Or maybe even, I can really see this opportunity developing into a wonderful career for myself in the future. All right, everyone. There was obviously a lot of other things that I could have talked about on this, but I didn't want the video to come off too long. Let me know in the comments section below what you might have done in your past interviews. If you have an interview coming up sometime soon, feel free to drop a question down in the comments section below, and maybe I can even give you a little bit of advice before your interview to help you land a position. Okay, everyone, that's all I have for you today. Definitely plan on doing more of my dating on a budget videos, but I felt that this video would kind of be more important. I'm sure there's someone who's kind of either wanting to upgrade their job or looking possibly even for their first job. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below if this helped you out. Until I see you next week, guys, don't forget to do good, be good, and feel good. I'll catch you later.